Today for you. Coach Spurrier said this was your best overall performance here at South Carolina, especially with the problems you had at the end of the Auburn game.
I guess it couldn't have come at a better time. Playing against the #1 team, the crowd was really into it, and I think we responded unbelievably well. To the questions that were asked of us, asked of me, by just the media, through just everybody, and it was an unbelievable feeling. I'm not really sure how to describe the feeling right now, but it's unbelievable.
Steven, there was so many points in that game in the second half where the momentum really could have started shifting to the other side of the field. What do you guys have to do, you especially as a leader, just to kind of keep everybody focused and just keep going?
I try to keep a, even keel throughout the whole game, but it's tough. When we're up 35-21 and the defense are about to stop them, and it was really hard. With the crowd going crazy and everybody on the sideline going crazy, it's really hard to stay focused. But we did it, and we pulled it off, and that's what we needed to do.
Steven, what happened on the safety?
It was. I should have caught the snap, but it was a little hard and high. But TJ played an unbelievable game, and I should have caught it. But once I saw the ball bounce and I caught it, I wasn't sure if there was somebody behind me or what. I didn't want to fumble, and so I just threw it out the back of the end zone. I think I hit the goalpost actually. Yeah. They said that was my first incompletion of the game. Oh well.
Was there any kind of point of reckoning you came to in the last 2 weeks that just kind of got you over the hump and made you just come out and say, look, I'm going to thrash #1 team in the nation?
We've been talking about it, for the past 2 weeks, and Coach Spurrier said, give Fade a chance, and we did, and we hung in there, and we responded. I think to every point that they scored, every field goal, every touchdown they scored, I think the offense came down and scored right back. So, I think that's what won the game is us responding.
They had cut the lead to 7 there early in the third quarter. Talk about the momentum you guys got going on that 15-play touchdown drive.
That was pretty scary. Then to open up the fourth quarter, they scored that long touchdown pass. But I think the biggest play, and Coach Beamer just reminded me of, was the fake field goal that they tried to run. I think that they had the momentum after the interception, and then they missed that opportunity to take advantage of it. I think that was the turning point of that game. So, but it's unbelievable feeling right now. I don't even really know how to answer these questions.
Steven, what was the conversation at halftime? You guys were up, like the points you were up. What was the conversation in the locker room?
To keep fighting. It was 0-0. That's what we kept saying, and keep fighting and play better in the second half. Keep playing smart. Try not to turn the ball over. Fortunately, we had 2 of those, really quick, but. It was great team victory for us.
What's it like, Alshon had another great game? What's it like to have him, on your side, and what makes him so special?
He just catches everything. I'm not sure what happened on the interception. I guess the guy knocked it out of his hands as he was coming down with it, or whatever it was. It doesn't matter anymore. But he made up for it. He had that one-hand catch that he took 45 yards down the field, and I think that's the game changer right there, and you can't say enough about that kid. After he caught it and was out of the 4-yard line or whatever he was, I told him I love throwing to you. So.
Steven, did you feel like if you had time to throw, if the line could somehow get it done, that maybe Alabama was a little bit vulnerable, susceptible? Did you guys see that at all?
Our line?
Yeah. How the line protected.
Oh yeah, they did unbelievable. I guess they only got sacked 1 time, but how many yards did Lattimore have? He had 95 yards rushing, and B-Man had 30. So I can't say enough about the way the O-line played. They played great, and they were poised throughout the whole game. Didn't let any of their blitzes confuse them, and we had some quick throws in there, and we only got sacked 1 time, which is pretty nice. Playing against a defense like Alabama's.
Steven. In the dark back here. The BCS standings come out Monday. Are you thinking we can win this division, get to Atlanta, and then maybe who knows after that?
Yeah, I actually talked to McElroy after the game. He said, we'll see y'all again. So, it was pretty. I thought that was a pretty nice compliment from him. And I think Coach Spurrier said after the loss at Auburn, he said, it was 1 loss. It was a tough loss. But, you know, all of our team goals are still out there. And, you know, we just got to play this good or this well every single, you know, week. And, you know, we'll celebrate tonight and, you know, tomorrow and take it easy. But, you know, come Monday, it's all about Kentucky.
Steven, looking back at this day, game day on the Horseshoe, you knock off a #1 team for the first time in program history. What do you think this will do as far as lifting the profile of USC football nationally?
Hopefully a lot. You know, I think I read something about there was a lot of recruits here, and you know, whoever won this game was really going to swing which way they were leaning towards. And it was great to go out there and play very well in front of them, and you know, hopefully get a lot of those guys to come here instead of Alabama. But you know, I think it's a huge win for us. But you know, the season's not over. You know, we're 4-1. We still got a long way to go.
Hey, Steven, talk about sort of hanging in there mentally the way you have. You get pulled in the fourth quarter 2 weeks ago. Coach is on you pretty good this offseason. You've hung in there mentally. Just talk about that this year.
Well, you know, since I've been here, I've developed some pretty thick skin. But I mean, that's all I can really say about that.
Steven, over here.
Steven, Coach Saban just now in his press conference said that Alabama didn't lose the game, South Carolina beat them, and he also said that you yourself was to deserve a lot of credit. Your thoughts about Coach Saban's comments?
I mean, that's a pretty nice compliment coming from him. You know, they haven't lost a game in 19 games or whatever it was, but yeah, that's a pretty nice compliment. Wish I could tell him thank you.
Steven, a well-known Alabama sports talk show host went on a national show this weekend and said some pretty derogatory things about you. Were you aware of those comments before the game started?
No. What were they? All right.
Steven, talk a little bit about the game. You and Spurrier working together in the game that he called, because it seemed like you guys kept them off balance all day. When they thought you were going to run, you threw, and vice versa. Talk about the game that Spurrier called.
I mean, he called it a great game. You know, we devised a pretty nice game plan for him the past 2 weeks, and you know, that bye week was, you know, couldn't have come at a better time. You know, we had a great game plan, and you know, we executed it, you know, the best we've executed any game plan, you know, this year. You know, actually in a while, you know, since I've been here. I mean, I can't really recall the way the offense played like this.
Steven, there have been a couple big wins in school history in '84 to beat Florida State, and then a few years ago got ranked 6th and had big losses to lesser teams after that. Do you try to learn from that history, or does it not matter?
Well, I mean, I wasn't here in '84. I was here when we were number 6, and you know, Vanderbilt came in here and they just outplayed us. I guess we thought we could come and, you know, just show up, but you know, Vanderbilt's a good team, and you know, but I really wasn't playing that year. I was redshirted, so I mean, I couldn't really think too much about it. But all that really matters is that we just, you know, beat Alabama.
Anybody else? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.